Hey there, friends. Dave Paulides, CanAm Missing Project. Got Reddit edition for our video channel. And Huck is in here to wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving from us. We went out the other day, went to the pet food store, and gave her the bath of a lifetime. It was awesome. And she is about as white as she's been for a long time. And she smells beautiful. So she's doing real good. She's going to hang out with us for this Thanksgiving edition of Missing 411. And this is going to be a special one, you guys. Something a little different. Something different that you probably don't expect. But we're going to do it anyhow. And I'm grateful you're here. And I know holidays can be pretty depressing at times. Heck, I know very well because I've missed Ben for many holidays. And people always say, well, things get better, time passes. I don't believe it. But I do know one thing. The sun's going to rise tomorrow and we start with a clean slate. But I'm humbled that you're even watching. So thank you from the bottom of my heart and Huck's heart. And we're going to do something different this Thanksgiving. I want to make it applicable to the day it is. So I want to give you some interesting facts about Thanksgiving. But before I do that, we're entering the holiday season. I always try to do something every year for everyone out there. And I'll do this again. I did it a couple months ago. Missing 411 posters. You buy one, I'll sign it, and I'll inscribe anything you want to the person you love. Just send me a note immediately after you purchase the poster and send me the note to NA, like North America, NA Bigfoot Search at yahoo.com. It'll come to me eventually. And just say, I want you to inscribe it to so-and-so, and here's what I want you to say. If I don't get that note immediately after you order, I'm just going to sign it to you, whoever purchased it. And I tried to think of something meaningful, me to you. I could have done books, but I think the poster's first of all, I think it's iconic. And I know that before the first of the year, I already found a new distributor. Hopefully the films will be back up and for you to watch. But we're still struggling, trying to get through all that. But let's get on to why we're here. Some education about Thanksgiving. Number one, 90 Wampanoag Native Americans and 50 Plymouth colonists, pilgrims, celebrated the first ever autumn harvest celebration in 1621. While this celebration lasted 3 days, only 5 women were present. With all those men there, I'm sure they were very well recognized. Number two, according to the U.S. National Archives, the first federal Congress passed a resolution in 1789 requesting the then U.S. President George Washington to name a National Thanksgiving Day. The president then proclaimed 26th of November as the day of public Thanksgiving for that year. Number three, although subsequent presidents also proclaimed national Thanksgiving holidays, the holidays fell on different days and months. However, in 1863, President Lincoln proclaimed that Thanksgiving will be held on every last Thursday of November of each year. Since some Novembers had 5 Thursdays, the Congress and Senate made a new resolution in 1941 aimed at removing the confusion surrounding Thanksgiving. The then U.S. President Roosevelt signed it, proclaiming the 4th Thursday of every November as National Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving in the U.S. is also known as American Thanksgiving to differentiate it from the Canadian Thanksgiving which became a national holiday for them in 1879. Hello, cousins up north. Thanksgiving is the second favorite holiday among Americans behind Christmas and ahead of Halloween. In Europe, Thanksgiving is popularly known as Erderdank, Harvest Thanksgiving Festival. Traditionally, a Thanksgiving dinner comprises of turkey, stuffing, roast turkey, dinner rolls, cranberries, mashed potatoes, corn, pumpkin pie, gravy, green beans, and other foods. The Paulides household? We've, of course, done the traditional Thanksgiving. We've done a smoked turkey Thanksgiving. We've done ham. We've done ribs. We've done fresh fish that we've caught. I don't think we're sold on any one meal. Americans ate about 15 pounds of turkey per person in 2021. Spread over the entire year, that's an average of 1 pound that was consumed on Thanksgiving Day. Data from the U.S. Poultry and Egg Association, Americans consume more than 45 million turkeys on Thanksgiving, compared to 22 million at Christmas and 19 million on Easter. Fully half of all whole turkeys eaten in the U.S. are consumed on Thanksgiving Day. Only male turkeys, appropriately named gobblers, actually make the sound. Female turkeys cackle instead. Now, when I lived in California, we didn't get to see turkeys that often. Colorado got to see them a little more. Montana, we see them all the time. And they're all over. And actually, the turkeys that you buy at the store normally are all white in color, white feathers. Turkeys you see in the wild are beautiful. They have really, really pretty feathers. According to the U.S. Calorie Council Control, an average American may consume a whopping 4,500 calories and 220 grams of fat on Thanksgiving Day. Remember that the recommended daily caloric intake for an average person is 2,000 per day. A typical adult needs to spend 10 hours at a steady pace on a treadmill to burn off an average Thanksgiving meal. It takes an average of 9.6 hours for a host to prepare a full Thanksgiving meal. How much time is spent eating the meal on average? 16 minutes. And then you got about another 16 minutes arguing with relatives that are at the table. The average person gains about 1 pound between Thanksgiving and Christmas. On average, Americans purchase about 250 million pounds of potatoes, as well as 77 million pounds of ham on Thanksgiving week. It's estimated that 88% of Americans eat turkey on Thanksgiving. About 19% of the Thanksgiving meals include ham in addition to turkeys. The average turkey alive and walking around weighed 17 pounds in 1960. That increased to 19 pounds in 1980 and rose to 31 pounds today. By comparison, this is not one you want to hear. The average adult American man weighed an average of 166 pounds in 1960, but weighs a whopping 198 today. After processing, the average whole turkey today weighs about 16 pounds. For each pound of roasted whole turkey, about 71% is composed of edible meat. When deciding how big of a turkey to get, the rule of thumb is to choose one that weighs 1 pound for each person expected to share it. The bigger the bird, the greater of ratio of meat to bones, so the cheaper the serving. According to Consumer Reports taste tests, there is no reason to choose a self-basted bird over one that is not self-basted. Basted birds have too much salt. A frozen whole turkey should be thawed in the fridge for 24 hours for each 5 pounds of weight before being cooked. A turkey consists of 70% white meat, 30% dark. White meat has fewer calories and less fat than dark. The turkey is the most famous food consumed on Thanksgiving, to the point where Thanksgiving is sometimes colloquially called Turkey Day. On the first Thanksgiving, pilgrims and the Native Americans consumed freshly killed deer, cornbread, seafood, porridge, and assorted fowl, among other foods. However, turkey was not part of the Thanksgiving meal. There are 3 towns in the United States named Turkey. They're in Texas, Louisiana, and North Carolina. Minnesota raises the most turkeys in the U.S. Just 6 states, Minnesota, North Carolina, Arkansas, Virginia, and Missouri, and Indiana, produce 2/3 of the birds raised in the U.S. Turkey meat is higher in protein, lower in fat and calories than many other meats, averaging 26% protein, 11% fat. It has 25% less fat than roast beef and 45% less fat than pork loin. Skin accounts for 6% of the bird's weight. The highest fat concentrations are found in the skin and the pan droppings. Pan droppings are usually used to baste the turkey gravy. Around 50 million pumpkin pies are consumed every Thanksgiving. We will be eating one. 36% of the people eat pumpkin pie for dessert on Thanksgiving, even though opinion polls show that Americans' favorite pie is apple. I like pumpkin pie a lot, but I got to give it to you. I've got to have my whipped cream with it. Just saying. The recipe for pumpkin pie has mostly stayed the same in the past 200 years. Cookbooks dating back to the late 1700s contain recipes similar to the modern method. Every Thanksgiving Day, families and friends meet to share Thanksgiving dinner and give thanks for the blessings received for the past year. I like that. Americans also line the streets to watch the famous Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is usually characterized by a large crowd of people marching along the streets with huge inflatables high above. The first Macy's Thanksgiving Parade was held in 1924. During Thanksgiving dinner, a Y-shaped bone is removed from the turkey and set aside to dry. Once everyone finishes their meal, two people make wishes for the new year and break this bone, popularly known as the Thanksgiving wishbone, into two parts. Most Americans believe that whoever ends up with the larger piece of the wishbone will have good luck and his or her wishes granted for the new year. Typically, eating Thanksgiving dinner is another popular tradition. It involves carving turkeys and making wishes. While this may not sound like a tradition, most people take naps after Thanksgiving dinner. Our house, no naps, not Thanksgiving Day. Got to watch football, maybe go throw the ball around, maybe take out for a hike. The main purpose of Thanksgiving dinner is to give thanks. As such, every Thanksgiving, families and friends share what they are most grateful for, particularly this past year. Students from across the U.S. decorate hallways to set the mood for Thanksgiving celebrations. Although many Thanksgiving traditions originate in the first Thanksgiving, different families also have various traditions that mark their celebrations. For instance, some families go on vacations, play games, or hold family get-togethers. We were young, we used to play games all the time on Thanksgiving. On Black Friday, a day after Thanksgiving Day, Americans line up in stores to purchase goods at discounted prices. On this day, most stores usually make huge sales. People also gather at home and in public places to watch football on Thanksgiving Day. Some even split into teams and start playing football in their yards. We used to do that. The tradition of watching and playing football on Thanksgiving began in 1876, just after the invention of the sport. On this day, people gathered to watch and play football since it was a day that a majority of the participants, as well as spectators, had off from work. My most famous Thanksgiving Day memory is not a good one. Usually during the day, my parents used to let us go out and have fun and then be back by a certain time. I had about 10 buddies and we did everything together. And usually we would, Thanksgiving Day, go meet at our high school and play football. And on this one Thanksgiving Day, great buddy of mine, Chuck Ransom. Chuck, we were playing and we play rough. And threw a pass to Chuck, looked for the ball, caught it, and he hit the goal post just like this. Went down, he's rolling around in pain. One of my buddies comes up, grabs his arm and pulls it, goes, "Come on, Chuck." Most god-awful scream you ever heard. Turns out he broke that collarbone. Oh, the poor guy. Oh, that poor guy. Needless to say, his home was right on the edge of the field. So we walked him over to his home. And all his parents were not happy with us because they had a nice dinner and now they're going to the hospital. Anyhow, it's one of those memories we'll always have. Chuck's still a great guy. If you're watching, Chuck, I love you like a brother. So in the meantime, this is my short Thanksgiving wish for you. Hope you're happy. Stay healthy. If you get lonely, I've got 620 videos right here on this channel. Just click on the little logo on the bottom left of the screen. Take you to all of our videos. Sit back, do a long watch session. I'm always thinking about you. And then to get the poster, go to our website, NA, like North America, nabigfootsearch.com. Go to the online store. You'll see the poster. With the poster comes in a tube, so I can't ship it with books and things. The only thing I can ship with the poster are stickers and patches, and I've got to wrap them a little bit, kind of make them half circle to fit them in the tube. That's it. So if you want to buy the poster and some stickers that can all ship together, that's no problem. Remember to send me a note what you want me to sign on it. I'd be glad to do it. It's my gift to you for Christmas. And I'm grateful, you guys. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm blessed that I have you as friends. And I'll be thinking about you today. Huck will be thinking about you. And that's my Thanksgiving wish, is that you're happy and healthy today. Paulides out.